welcome back. I'm the Guardian, and today, we're going to be talking about Pokémon HP. But before we do that, I just want to give a good thank you to everyone who watches my videos and who helps me out by subscribing and commenting their thoughts down below. It does help me a lot, and I do need to thank you, the viewers, for that. Anyway, so why am I talking about Pokemon HP? Well, as of recently, Pokemon HP has skyrocketed. And if you don't know what I mean, because you're a relatively new Pokemon player, let me put it simply. So, let's look at one Pokemon, Snorlax V Max. It has 340 HP. And, that's good for today. It's the most we have today, but it's not terribly good attack-wise, and usually you can still knock something like this out. So, it's not terribly good, not terribly bad, because it has so much HP. But then let's look at something 4 years ago, like Darkrai EX. Darkrai EX had 180 HP and had a lower power level. And so that's a 160 difference in HP. Over 4 years, Pokemon, if this was the correct ratio, which it definitely isn't, we have gained 40 HP on our Pokemon every 1 year since 2016. Not entirely accurate, but with this data, that's how the trend shows. But this is sort of a problem. For Pokemon like Darkrai EX, I used to have a deck for them that would work for almost any Pokemon. Now, they cannot knock out anything remotely close to a Snorlax VMAX. And that's why I usually rely on my Zoroark and Greninja in my deck. They have so much power that they can knock out stuff easily. And right now, they're slowly getting bogged behind all the giant Pokemon as well. So it's been a tough journey for these Pokemon from 2012 to 2016, because they just don't have the power level anymore. But there is also another thing with the power level of today. The power level of today is not very necessary. Zacian V, for example, I talked about him in my earlier video today. If you haven't seen that, go watch that right now. But Zacian V does 230 damage. It's a amazing card because it gets most Pokemon that are not VMAX or tag teams out of the way. And then when it does get stuff like those out of the way, it is really good. So, why am I saying this is bad? Well, it's making Pokemon that cannot compete with this become shadowed. Single prize Pokemon should be the star of Pokemon. There should be big Pokemon with big effects that are Vs and VMAXs, but the real focus should be single prize Pokemon, right? Because, from a competitive standpoint, 3 and 2 prizes, nobody really cares about a Pokemon in their deck having 3 or 2 prizes. If someone knocks their Pokemon out, they're fine. They have more Pokemon in their deck. You can lose because of your Pokemon are all 3 prizes, but it's not too bad compared to other things like single prize Pokemon, where they can't do anything and then they just get knocked out over and over and over again. Not saying single prize Pokemon decks are bad, it's just they aren't very good compared to these giant good Pokemon at these moments. And from a business standpoint, would you rather be printing a Zacian V with 220 HP or a Snorlax V Max with 340 HP? I'd rather be printing a 340 HP Snorlax V Max. Wouldn't you? It's interesting. But from a competitive view, I think the HP is ruining the game and squeezing out the smaller Pokemon from actually doing anything to help this. And this carries over with the fire problem. Water Pokemon recently got really good buffs. Frostmoth allows you to attach water energy to your water Pokemon as much as you like during your turn. And Lapras VMAX has the attack for three colorless energy that does more damage for every water energy on it. So these seem like a really good combo, right? They would win against all these fire decks like Reshiram and Charizard. But the thing is, these Pokemon have weaknesses. And it's really unfortunate. Frostmoth is weak to Zashi and V. Lapras is weak to Pikachu and Zekrom. And Pikachu and Zekrom is channeling its energy to saving Reshiram and Charizard. And this is a really sad effect of them changing a weakness for Sword and Shield. The other weaknesses weren't too bad, but right now, the weaknesses are the worst that they've ever been, because Pokemon that could show really hard are just not being able to do it because of their weaknesses. So, what do you think about this topic? Do you think Pokemon HP is good? I know I did sound quite negative about it. There are some good things about this Pokemon HP increasing. I do think they could do better, but what they're doing right now is fine. And I hope you guys discuss this down in the comments. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Comment down below your thoughts. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is your local Guardian. Good day and good night.